Hey everyone, welcome back to another Journey with Me episode. Today I am just standing here fishing and thought, as much as I would love to just, you know, hash out the builds, it would be lovely to just do a few, things around the base and I'm also actually really excited to go fight the dragon at some point. So I really want to find the end portal at a stronghold. So we might go looking for that. Well, first of all, I just worked on a bit of our build here, and I thought I'd just finish the exterior at least. We can definitely work on the interior next time and getting villagers in here. But so I just kind of added some, little bits and pieces, lighting, etc. And then eventually also a bit of flowers around it. It isn't like too detailed, but I think with all kinds of other buildings next to it, in different styles, etc., it's gonna start looking a little bit wild in color. So I'm trying to just keep it as plain-ish as possible and not too detailed. So yeah, so building exterior is done basically. We might add something here or there as we go, but I think I am pretty happy with what it looks like now. I then decided that if we want to go find the stronghold, we will have to find some ender pearls to go and, you throw it and then it shows you in which direction the stronghold is located. So we do not have enough ender pearls. So I then went caving. Well, and as it goes for me, generally I get distracted and I do other things. So basically, I went caving for anything basically that I could find, including ender pearls. And I walked out of there with a few ender pearls, although I also found some diamonds. I found this really cool floating water bit as well. So yeah, look at what we found. And then we also actually found our first geode, which is really cool because I was actually thinking the other day, like, I have never really played in a world where I hadn't really yet seen any geodes, amethyst geodes. So it's been really surprising to me that it's taken me so long to kind of find, like broken nether portals and amethyst geodes and things like that. So it's the first time I'm really struggling to find things like that, and like shipwrecks and things. So yeah, it's an interesting world, but I'm finding all these little, bits of water or floating, flowers that shouldn't be floating. So things generating in a funny way, which is very interesting. also then just decided that if we see that we have at least 30 levels, right, we can maybe enchant a few things. So, just to use them before we like die and then lose all our levels. So here I had some like 31 levels, and I decided to see what I can enchant so long. And it looked like I was able to enchant at least one thing. So I tried, I think, to enchant my boots. And also the other tip is to take all your golden gear that have like, or not just gold, any gear that have enchantments on it, and putting it through the grindstone to take the enchantments off. So that gives you some levels, So here I was sitting there with 32, and the table was offering me on the max level. It was basically offering. It wasn't offering me anything good. So I decided to put just the level 1 enchantment on it, basically to reset the table. So if on level 3 it doesn't give you anything good, so there it now gives me protection 3. And now it says feather falling 3. So I went with feather falling 3, and it has protection 3 on as well. So if the 3rd level doesn't give you anything good, I would say put level 1 on it, and then put it through the grindstone to get some levels back or some XP back, and then put it through again, and it might give you something better. So just when we have more levels and stuff, we'll come back and just see, so we can enchant another piece of armor. But for now, we've got our feather falling boots with protection 3. The max is protection 4, so it isn't the best, but we can always add another protection 3 book if we get it on there, and it will up it to protection 4, which is great. All right, and then I decided, no, we should get a dry ghast. So we went missioning. I just decided to go in a direction, as I don't know which biomes are where, and we've already tried the Soul Sand Valley in our general, vicinity that we've got close by, and we know we don't have any dry ghast there. So I kind of went in the opposite direction and hit the Soul Sand Valley. In the Soul Sand Valley, I found some dried ghasts and collected them, and then brought them back to the overworld. I think I only found the one, as far as I recall. But yes, now we can go hydrated in the overworld. And actually saw a bastion, which is not fun because the piglin brutes are quite brutal. So I kind of tried to ensure that I was safe by killing them, and then just taking out any of them that were around so that they don't kill me. I almost died. But then, yeah, the loot wasn't great. Like, I was actually hoping to find, I don't know, you get very interesting loot in here, sometimes like golden gear and things like that, which it didn't have much of. But, it had a few apples here and there, etc. So I took what I could get. So back here in the overworld, I just grabbed my bucket. I just went to the hole that I usually use to bone meal my flowers, and I put my dried ghast in there and waited for it to just become a happy ghast. They do become little baby ghasts, and then they, obviously they need to grow up. You can speed it up with snowballs. So if you have snowballs, then you can just kind of speed up the growing process. Otherwise, they'll just hover around until they grow up. And so we had some more levels, so I just decided I will check my gear and see what it offers, and all of them showed up with protection 4, so I decided to put it on my chest plate, and it had unbreaking 3 as well, so that's pretty good. And we just kind of need mending on that, then it's the best chest plate that we can have. So or the way that I usually do it is I basically get unbreaking, protection, and mending. And yeah, so here you see respiration or blast protection on the pants, respiration on the helmet. So we'll definitely do the helmet next time, because those enchants don't reset, they kind of stay the same. So if we want something different to that, then we would need to put in another item, or just put it on level 1 enchantment and then remove it again so it resets. But respiration on a helmet is really good, so we might just go for that. And then our happy ghast was born, grown. So I didn't have many snowballs, so I just kind of left it to grow. And yes, I picked up my water. And then I'd also made it a saddle. You do that with leather, glass, and a block of wool, whichever color you prefer. So, but you can only put that on him once he becomes an adult. I also then just decided to kind of spend time on our animals, So I crafted a anvil so we can name our dog. Someone suggested in the comments that they like the name Uno. There was another suggestion as well, but I liked Uno as well because it's our first dog. And so I made the anvil, and we will name our doggy Uno. And then we also will work on breeding our horse maybe. So let's see what else we want to get done. So you'll see the default color of the dogs and the cats, etc. is yellow on their collars, and you can use any color dye to kind of change that. So I decided to make purple, which is a mixture between the blue and the red flowers, or blue and red dye, and you get purple. And so I just used a blue flower, red flower to make purple. And then I clicked on the dog and its color changes to purple. I just think this little happy ghast is so cute. I wish there was a way to kind of kind of pause animals from growing up, because it would be cute to have there's an adult and a baby, and it always remains a baby, because some of the animals are really, really so cute. But as you can see here, our ghast had grown up, and I had just put the saddle on it, so I can just right click on it anytime and kind of just float around on it, or help build whatever we need it for up in the sky. And then I just decided to make some leather armor, because I had bred a horse from the 2 that we had, and I just didn't want the generic color armor on it. I think I do still have like a piece of horse armor, but I decided to make pink armor. And in Bedrock you can make basic like horse armor from leather, and then you use a cauldron that you fill up with water, which obviously is just the color of water. And then if you have dye, like I've made this pink dye, I click on the water, it turns it pink, and I use the saddle or whatever. If you have leather armor yourself, you can just click on the water and the gear becomes that color. So it's pretty cool. And you can also, you don't need to just, let's say, use pink. You can add other colors in there and it will become like a mixture of colors. So you can actually make your own custom color. Very cool. I then decided that I want to go looking for the Stronghold, but we didn't have tons of Eyes of Ender. I actually had only these two, and then I threw one and it immediately broke, which was like so frustrating. So I had one and I came up to this ridge here, threw it again, because you have to throw it every so often, and guess what happened? It broke. So I went back, I got some more, and I came away with actually I think just another two. So let's see, I go back and yeah, it kind of cuts, but yeah, I'll go work on it and bring back another two. And then with that I actually journey on, as you can see, but I try and not throw it too often, so I can kind of get the general vicinity of where it is. So but it kind of took me really far. So yeah, and then I just decided to speed this up a little bit because it was quite the journey. So right there, one of it broke, and then we only had one left. So I decided to just kind of use logic, in a sense, because generally strongholds are very close to, or in general that I've found, the strongholds are close to villages, although not always. I've had some that are in the middle of the ocean, but very often they are closer to a village. So I decided that here in the ocean is not where I really want to throw it too often. So I threw it like once or twice and just decided to kind of like mission for the land, just so we don't waste it too much. As you can see, I just threw it every so often just to make sure that I was going in the right direction. And also it was becoming night, so I kind of had to find a safe space to just sleep. Luckily there were no mobs on this little island that I got to. I threw it once more, and then I decided to just kind of go in that direction before, throwing it at all. So we're still on the right path. Every time I threw it, I feel like, oh, it's gonna break, and then I have no idea where I am and where to go. So obviously you must also be thinking like, oh my gosh, you don't have any Eyes of Ender, like this. When you get to the Stronghold and you find the portal, you need about 12 of them. If it's all empty, you need 12 of them to kind of get into the portal. But my aim is just kind of to find the portal and not go in today, so I just want to see how many I would need. So here in the village I threw the Eye of Ender and I could not find where it had gone. So first I had to go like search, and I found it on this roof. So it kind of went backwards, so I knew I was kind of like getting close. And then this one that I threw kind of went into the hillside here. Luckily it had popped up on the hill. So I knew I was kind of getting close-ish, but I didn't quite know exactly where. And then I threw it once more, another time, just to see like in which direction. Obviously, again, not wanting to continuously just throw, and then it breaks, because it was on my last one. And then eventually, it kind of will break. So yeah, here at least it kind of was pointing me in that direction. So I was hoping I didn't need to go too far still. And then here I threw it and it had kind of changed direction, but it broke. So I decided to then just go downwards because, it must be in this general vicinity just because it was like kind of changing direction. So I was just kind of going in blindly, just trying to like mine down with this water stream basically, which was like really tough. And then just mining around to kind of see if I can hit any of the stronghold blocks. To be honest, like it's kind of like a dumb move to go in and just searching for the stronghold with like 2 Eyes of Ender. I think I should have maybe just been safer and had like 4 or 5 after the first initial 2, because it's just safer, because what if it wasn't around here, then I had like gone digging for no reason. So yeah, there was a few times where I felt like, I just want to kind of turn around and give up and maybe come back another time when I know I have more resources to kind of try again. But yeah, I just kept going. Honestly, I think it's also pretty tough to kind of see what I'm doing, but I was just kind of going down, and then at one point I just decided like, I think I just kind of need to kind of go in a direction, because I was at -35, and I thought going further down probably wouldn't be good anyway, so I can just kind of go in a general vicinity. So here and there I changed directions and just gone like in different directions to try and see if I could hit anything. So you can see that I turned around. So I honestly just didn't know. I tried to think like where I had thrown that Eye of Ender. But yeah, I think I was kind of getting tired at one point and would have like just turned around. But yeah, I thought I'd just kind of like go as far as I can. And then I hit this, these blocks, and I actually found the stronghold without another Eye of Ender. I actually couldn't believe it. So, but yeah, now we could kind of like go exploring that route a little bit. So yeah, it was pretty close to where we came in, but also show you like my process is I kind of, go down every corridor, and if it's not somewhere that I can, or that's useful, I kind of just block it off. So I know that, that's not a direction I really want to keep open as an option to. So I would keep open if it is like obviously the portal, or I would keep it open if there's a library or maybe like a spawner or whatever, something useful that I would want to go back to. So that's just the way that I kind of explore it. I would be interested to know like how you guys explore. But basically just kind of exploring every tunnel or alley and whatever, like there I would like, I've done that part, so, and that door is now inaccessible, and now that whole area is inaccessible, so I kind of block it off once everything there is just discovered, I guess. But the stronghold really, it had so many passageways and stairwells and things that but like, yeah, going through it is actually worth it, because then if you have anything like interesting in there or not, and then yeah, it's to me, I always feel like if I don't go exploring and know what's there, then I always have this itch to go and see. So my first thing is just to go and see first, like what I can find, if there's anything interesting that I can loot. Always like to find a library because there's like a chest, two chests in a library. And then if you want to come back to take books and things, which is always helpful. And then here I found another floating thing again, floating stairs, which is, I mean, not stairs, ladder, which isn't normal either. But yeah, and one day I'll have to make a compilation of all the floating things in this world. That's just weird. So that's gonna go out into that compilation. But yeah, and then I found the staircase going down. I felt like it was never like ending. And then when I went down the staircase, there was a ton of skellies down here. So I had found a skelly spawner, which is great. I think I often actually find either a trial chamber or cool things like that in my stronghold or very close to it. So this is a really cool find. I think my ultimate goal would be like to make a nether portal in the stronghold, close to the portal, and then also just make a nice pathway down to where that spawner is. So here I'm just marking basically there's something important there, and then I'm not blocking up that route, so I know that going down there could be a good thing. So basically I leave the routes open that way. And then I just go exploring the other routes that I haven't done yet, just to kind of block them off as well, so there's no confusion on which way, you should go or go exploring. You can also see how all these bundles are coming into use in a place like this, because some items you get like 2 or 3 of a kind, and you just need somewhere to put them, and it's, if you're stacking it in your inventory, it's basically taking up so much space. So having these bundles helps a ton. And yeah, I think this is the third of this type of room that I found, which is so interesting because I don't think I've found many of these before. And this stronghold has like 3 of these rooms where it's like a square and it's a little room upstairs. So here we found the library, and in our first chest, right to the right of this room, we have a few things. And then upstairs we usually found our next one, but we didn't have a chest. We had 2 chests, but it was different because it's another skelly spawner, which is so cool. So I'll have to take the coordinates of both these skelly spawners and see how close they are together, because I can't figure out the location. I mean, I don't know what the location is of the previous one in comparison to this one right at the moment, but it'd be cool if we can do like a double spawner, or maybe just 2 different farms maybe. But yeah, this was very cool finding 2 of them in the stronghold. But as I said, it would be cool to have like a nether portal here close to the end portal that we can just come to when we need it, and then also make a pathway to both these skelly spawners. So, and I don't know if this means anything, like all the sculpt, but I would love to go searching around to see if maybe we could find an end city. I don't know, because we're under some mountains here, so that might be something. I don't know if you know, the end cities generate more commonly under the grove biomes, which is basically taiga biomes, like or where there's like spruce trees on a snowy mountain side. So this could be a place for that. It might not, it might just be deep dark, but with some skulk and stuff. But we could go exploring and see if we can find one. Will that be exciting as well? But yeah, it's exciting. I think that we found it. I'd love to go fighting the dragon next time, hopefully. We can just go in some iron gear. I think that'd be cool if we can get the end open. Just for like the blocks and the shulkers and things and some different exploring. As I'm sure you can see, I am more of an explorer than I am a builder, but I'd obviously like to hone those skills too. So yeah, I hope this episode was as exciting to you as it was me. I kind of like to do a little bit of building and then a little bit of exploring, and I think we've accomplished a lot in this episode. So I look forward to seeing you next time, where we will go fight the dragon and then also just get some villagers in our bakery and finish the interior of our bakery as well, and then decide what we will be building next. So yes, guys, I just thank you so much for being here and just journeying with me. And if you have any suggestions of what you would want me to do or go find or build or anything, please drop it in the comments. Yeah, as I say, like, I don't often play single player worlds, so I'm up for any suggestions. And I think, people always have like good ideas, so, and we kind of bounce off each other. So I'd love to hear from you. And thank you so much to everyone for being here, and see you next time. Bye.